Anybody know what our setup is? What consists of our setup?
Grip, stance, posture.
Yep. Grip, stance, posture, alignment, and ball position. Those are our 5 setup. And what our setup does is it allows us to get into a good position to make a swing through the golf ball and be efficient. And so the first thing is our stance. We're going to make sure that it's wide enough to support our body. If we get too narrow, it's easy for us to sway, and it's easy for you to lose your balance when you make a swing through the golf ball. You'll more than likely lose your balance. So you're going to want to feel your feet nice and wide, shoulder width apart, a little flex in the knees, and that's your stance. Any questions about the stance? Pretty straightforward. Okay. The next thing is our posture. And what I like to do with my posture kind of goes along with our stance. So you're going to get into a nice athletic position for your stance. Then I take my club, run it along my back, and then I'm going to bend over at the waist. And then I should feel this club still in contact with my back. And that makes sure that I'm not too far hunched over. So if I'm hunched over and I'm not bending correctly, this club, it won't run along your back. It'll kind of only touch on like one spot. So you're just gonna feel it touch all the way along your back, and then you're gonna bend over at the waist, and that's gonna help you get into a good posture, and that's gonna help with your swing path. Okay. And then the grip. So the grip, there's 3 different options. There's what everybody calls the baseball grip, which is just both hands on the club, and not interlocked or overlapped. And this gives you a lot of wrist movement here. So this can generate a lot of power. And a lot of beginning golfers, this is the grip that they'll use. And then you have interlock, which is where you take your left hand and your right hand, and your pointer finger goes in between your pinky finger and your ring finger on your right hand, and that is your interlock. And then you have overlap. So your right hand will overlap your left hand. And those are the basic grips.
You got the Jim Furyk overlap there. 2 fingers instead of 1, huh?
Yep. And so with the grip, what we want to see is your thumb and your pointer finger make V's. And these V's, what we want to see is when we get this club in your hand, we want to see this V somewhere in between your right shoulder and your right cheek. So when you look down, you should be able to see that this thing is pointing towards the right side of your body. We don't want it at our chin. We want it more towards the right side. Same thing with your right hand. When you get it down in here, you'll see that it comes up between your right shoulder and your right cheek. Now, if these V's are more to the right of your body, they're more outside, that's a stronger grip. And what this allows is it allows you to close this club face down more. So it allows the club face to move and close more. If these V's are more to the left of our body, that's a weaker grip. What that allows us to open the club face and allow for that ball to go more right. The other setup is ball position. And with ball position, your middle to lower irons, you want it more kind of right in the center of your stance. And the higher up you go, your middle irons, longer irons, will go more about a ball forward. And then with our driver, it's going to go more off of our left heel. And the reason why these get farther and farther in our stance is because the clubs, they get longer. So we have to stand a little bit farther away from the ball, and the bottom of the arc is going to be a little bit farther forward.
What about fairway woods?
Fairway woods, they're going to fall into this middle to the higher iron category. So they're going to go about a ball forward of the center of the stance. And you geometry and the same thing as a fairway would. You're gonna it'll be more in between like a driver and these the higher iron. So you can vary. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly a ball. So like my 5-iron, you know, it'll probably be right here, and then my 4-iron, it may be like a dimple or two farther. So I mean, it's just preference, but this is just like a general rule. It's about a three ball gap between them. And then the last setup is our alignment. Let me go ahead and grab an alignment rod. This will help demonstrate. So our alignment is how we set up our feet in our club to the target. So if I wanted to aim at the 150-yard marker, and I set up normally, and I just set up my body, you know, give them one of these, right? Aim the shoulders, and then I set my club face. I think I'm pretty square, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I set it down on my feet, and then I look at it. Yep, my feet are pointed right at that 150-yard marker. But if I take this along my swing plane, with my feet being right at the target, that's going to cause it to go a little bit more to the right. So if you guys want to swing back here and take a look, you can see that my target line is a little bit farther right of the 150. So instead of setting my feet to the target, I'm going to set the club face. And what that does is that makes sure that my target line is at the target instead of my feet being at the target. So again, I'll set the ball down, and to really be able to see, it's a lot easier to see behind the golf ball. Instead of standing next to it and trying to look horizontally, it's a lot easier to look with it all in line. So you stand behind the golf ball, and I like to pick something out about a foot in front of the golf ball, and that allows me to more accurately align my club face to the target. So right now I'm going to say that the front of this divot is pretty much in line with that 150-yard marker. So then when I go to set up, I'm going to set my face to the front of this divot. And so now when I set it, set up, and now if I set it on my feet, and then my target line, see that now my target line is at the 150, and my feet are quite a bit left of the target, and that's because the club extends from our body, and so if our feet are on the line, that's going to make our a target line move farther right. So when we set that club towards the target and then we step back from the ball, that's going to make our feet a little bit farther left than a lot of amateur golfers are used to. So